Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new, and welcome to my January 2022 budget video. I can't believe that we are almost in January. That's kind of wild, but I'm pretty excited about it. I like starting off a new year. I don't know, it's kind of fun for me. So I'm actually here for it, but I really just can't believe that we are going into 2022. That's wild. So this is going to be my final monthly budget video of the year, obviously, and then we will kind of move forward in 2022, and of course I will continue to do these monthly videos. But in today's video I just want to talk about our January budget, what goals we have, what intentions we have, which I'm starting to call or refer to my to-dos and my tasks as intentions. So we're just going to talk about January and lay it all out. If you missed my end of the year money series, then I am going to link it up here. I encourage you to check it out because I talk about our annual budget routine, monthly budget routine, and so on and so forth. And if you reference that, then this monthly budget will make way more sense. Let's first start with talking about our goals, and then we'll talk about our intentions, and then of course our actual January budget. So the very first thing that we want to do is we want to invest $2,000. So I guess I will try to break this down for you. We invest through our jobs, so that's before we get paid, and then once we get paid we do additional investing. Why? Because we want to do so because we want to retire early. We're not really sure if we want to, how can I say this? I don't really know. We don't know right now at 30 if our goal is to retire at 40 or 50, but what we do know is that we don't want to retire at the traditional retirement age. So that's all that I know right now. I'm not really a planner of the future. I don't really plan too far in advance, maybe a year or two, but not like 20 years. So I don't really know what the future holds. We just know that we try to do the best by our money that we can while also still having fun and enjoying life in our 30s. One way that we're able to do that is by investing additional money. We have a set minimum, which is $2,000 per month. That's just what we have auto drafted every month. If we have extra income or more income and we want our financial advisor to invest more money for us, then we can always just tell him, literally send him an email or his secretary or whoever it is, and tell them to withdraw another $1,000 to go towards X, Y, or Z, and then it just boom happens just like that. But we try to do at least $2,000 per month. And that would be $1,000 going towards our joint brokerage account, which is the money that we would use first if we do retire early. Then we have $500 going towards my Roth IRA and $500 going towards my husband's Roth IRA. That's a goal that we have each and every month. We treat the investment that like a bill, which you'll see in a minute. So we really just try to prioritize that. We also do some additional investing here and there. Obviously, I just talked about a way that I do some additional investing here and there, but we like to kind of do some stuff on our own, but the bulk of it, our financial advisor handles, and we can see every single thing that he does within the interface that we use, so we can kind of keep up and see what's going on. And this has been helpful because, like I just mentioned, in this year is when we really hit the ground running with investing a whole lot. We're still really learning the ropes. Enough about that. I do have a lot of investing videos and information coming to you soon, but yeah, that is our first goal. Our second goal is to contribute $1,335 to our sinking funds, hopefully in going into the new year in 2022, since we just restarted, I guess, sinking funds. Hopefully going into 2022, we will be able to start building up the accounts rather than putting money in and taking money right back out. So that's a goal that we have for January. And then we also want to save $1,000. We're still not 100% sure and still have some time about what our path is going to be for my husband's student loans in the new year. But until then, what we like to do, whether we're trying to decide if we're going to pay off a debt or invest the money or do this with the money or whatever the case is, saving it and just like putting it away temporarily, I feel like is always the best option. So per our budget, we will have a little over $1,000 to kind of play with, if you will. So for which case we will just hold on to that money until we don't need to hold on to that money anymore. So the next thing that we need to do is prep for taxes. or even file our taxes. I don't know, it depends on when we get all of our tax documents, but I certainly want to start prepping for those and, you know, just kind of compiling everything at the least so we can reach out to our CPA and have our ducks in a row. Those are pretty much the only goals that we have for January. I actually did have another major goal for January, but I've met that goal. I don't know if you guys are reading between the lines or if this video is going to come out after I've already shared, but some of you I'm sure can figure out what that is. But we'll talk about that more as the time goes on, especially in January. Let's talk about our intentions. I need to purchase, well, as our friend, but purchase my best friend a birthday gift. Her birthday is in January, and it's kind of like at the end of January, which gives me plenty of time to order her gift. And sometimes if a birthday is at the beginning of the month, then I might consider purchasing the gifts in the previous month. But January, middle, almost third week or so of January gives me plenty of time to figure out what gift that I would like to give her. So I'll be thinking about that. We also need to pay our HOA fees. They are due at $200 every single January. Now we also need to create a plan for maxing out our Roth IRAs. We somehow skipped a month of additional investing in 2021. I would assume it's when my husband was in between jobs. So therefore that kind of threw us off of our plan. So therefore we have until tax time, April 15th, I think April 15th, 2022 is when taxes are going to be due in 2022, provided they are not, the date hasn't changed from what it typically is. I think with COVID, it was pushed back and stuff like that. But anyway, we do have until then to max out our 2021 Roth IRAs. So we do need to figure out how we're going to do that. It really just dawned on me recently when I was checking in with our financial advisor that that is the case. So we're going to have to figure out how we can max out those Roth IRAs. So you might be wondering why we don't have the $2,000 or some portion of it going towards our Roth IRAs. That is because we're going to keep that the same that it is as of right now, and everything that we do in 2022 is going to go towards our 2022 goals. Therefore, we don't kind of like get in this habit where we're taking our goals into the new year. I don't really know if that makes any sense, but basically if we just contribute, I think $1,000 more to our Roth IRAs in 2022 for 2021, then we will max out our Roth IRA. So basically we just need to cough up another $1,000, which that extra money that we're saving could potentially go there. We'll have to see. And then lastly, I brought back a goal that I never achieved, which is resuming training for our rescue dog lady. She completed level 1 training, but I want her to go on to do level 2. But I really just felt like her anxiety was honestly too high, and I honestly kept forgetting at one point to even go through the training. It just seemed like it was going to be a waste of money, and I want her to get something out of it. So I feel like she's far more ready now than she ever could have been. She has been with us since February of this year, but I think she's ready now, and I think it's time that I reach out to Nicole. So those are our goals and our intentions. Let's talk about our actual January 2022 family budget, and I will be sure to go in detail, which I try to do every few months just so you know this makes sense. Okay, so let's talk about our income. We're going to budget $8,500. And the reason for that is I probably should be budgeting more, but I'm not really sure what my income is going to be in January. So therefore, I'm just going to budget on like the least amount possible. And then once I figure out what my new salary is going to be, then we will proceed in maybe February with having a real clue of what that is going to be. So that's why our income seems to be a little less, or is a little less than what we anticipated. Now, I really do think it is going to be more, but I really just don't know. So we have to wait and we have to see. So hopefully this will all be squared away in February. But in January, I should have 2 paychecks from my job. My husband will have 2 paychecks. So first up in our housing category, we have mortgage. That is going to come in hot at $1,599. Our mortgage is through New American Funding, not a preferred lender to us, but it was the preferred lender to the building company, the people who built our house. So that's why we just went with them, which it was a fairly pleasant experience. I don't really know, if you watched that series, then you know pleasant might be a strong term, but it definitely wasn't a bad experience by any stretch. But you know, it was a little rocky if you watched that series. You remember. Included in our mortgage is trash. I just want to mention that. Obviously a lot more than just trash. Obviously property taxes, principal, interest, all kinds of stuff. But just so we're clear, trash is a part of our property taxes, which is a part of our mortgage. For security, we have Vivid and we paid them $51.47. When we moved in here almost 2 years ago, we bought all of our equipment outright, all of our cameras and all that kind of stuff. And so I do want to just, the reason why I'm saying this is because that's why our bill is a little lower, but also we do have them monitoring a lot of stuff. They basically charge per camera and whatnot. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're interested in Vivint, your bill could be way more or it can be way less. This is just what our bill is. I'm actually thinking about adding another camera, mainly just so I can check in with my puppy girl. So that may be going up in the future, but for right now, $51.47. For pest control, we pay advanced services, $46, and I don't really know what that number is based off of. I guess just based off of what they do whenever they come, which if you let my husband tell it, they're not doing much. Okay, so for utilities, we have our electricity bill due on the 1st of January typically, and I'm just gonna budget $150 for that. I was thinking that it really should be less, but then we got some outside Christmas decor and lights and whatnot, so I'm like, maybe our bill won't be like $60 like it normally is in January. We've never had outside decor, so I'm not really sure what it is going to be, but we're just gonna budget $150 because I feel like that might be a real number that we can use. Next up, we have cable, which is technically not cable. It's really a streaming service through Sling TV. And we have, I think, like the fanciest plan, I guess, which is $35 per month. Then we have our phones. We have Cricket Wireless and we pay $45 per month per line for unlimited everything, a mobile hotspot and all that kind of stuff. And that is $90 even each and every month. Next up, we have Amazon Music and we have like a basic package where Alexa will play whatever we want her to play just on one device, not on all the devices. So therefore, it is $3.99. Next up, we have internet through AT&T, high-speed internet for $70.80 each month. And then we have Netflix for $13.99 each month. I thought that, like, I don't know, I really don't like how much the bill fluctuates with the Netflix. I feel like every year it's a different price. It's heavily annoying, but anyway, $13.99 for Netflix. Next up, we have water/sewer, which is through our company, I guess, here. And that is $36.60 each month, unless we're doing something super crazy, like running the sprinklers all summer long, which we have done when one of my nieces was here. But otherwise, it's about $36.60 each month. And then we have this game that my husband plays through, like, you know, Apple or whatever, for $4.99. Now, next up, we have our lifestyle category. So the first and only thing we have here is shopping, and that is going to be $1,500 per month. This is going to include the reckless spending that my husband and I do each month. So our personal spending, groceries, food, dates, food for the dogs, toiletries, literally anything and everything that we buy each and every month will come from this category. Next up, we have health, which is a wellness plan for our dog through Banfield, and that is $84.93. I am anticipating in February, once her spaying falls off, the bill will actually go down. Next up, we have life insurances for the both of us through Fidelity / Progressive, I guess, because we recently got some correspondence from Progressive saying that they found a policy in their system, which was our Fidelity policy. So I don't know if they've merged or what has happened, but either way, we both pay for life insurance each month, and the $42.19 makes up both of our payments because they're due on the same day. Next up, we have debt. I have student loans, which will be paid off in a couple years. My husband has student loans, which we may be paying off sooner rather than later, but there's no payment due now though because they are in virus forbearances. Next up, we have a car payment. We just bought a 2021 Toyota RAV4. At the beginning of this year, we put about half down, and so our bill technically is $250, but we have Toyota Care. So all in all, we will pay Southeast Toyota $314.34 in January. Next up, we have Ashley Furniture. Now this is probably about to be paid off sooner rather than later. The minimum payment for this furniture is actually much less, but we just pay $200 each month. That way we can pay off the furniture before interest starts to accrue. Now, I mentioned this in my last video, my last budget video, but the real reason why we decided to finance furniture, even though that's a little different for us, is because basically everything is on back order and has been on back order. So I decided to just finance it, and therefore they kind of like put a pending charge on the credit card, because with Ashley, your furniture has to be delivered and you have to approve of it before you actually pay for it or start making payments. So I was like, well, I don't want to spend $1,500, $2,000, however much it was, and have it come from our checking account when the items are already, you know, backed up with COVID and whatnot, and we're not going to get them for months. So I just went ahead and I financed them, therefore kind of paying for them, but also not paying for them because we're paying off that furniture as we speak. Next up, we have the savings category. So like I mentioned, we are going to save $1,019.71, or that's the plan anyway. And then we're going to put $2,000 towards retirement. Lastly, we have sinking funds, and that total, as I mentioned, is $1,335. We're going to put $40 towards medical, $200 towards holidays, birthdays, $50 towards anniversary, $100 towards pets, $125 towards clothing / beauty, $100 towards giving / donating, $100 towards vacation, $250 towards transportation / tags, $70 towards entertainment, and $300 towards home maintenance, with the full expectation that the money that we know we're definitely going to spend in January is going to be birthday money. So from holidays, birthdays for my friend. And also for sure, we know we're going to spend $200 from home maintenance to go towards our HOA fees. Everything else we may or may not spend. Hopefully we don't. Obviously, the less that we spend, the more we get to keep or save. So we could potentially be saving like $1,000 from sinking funds too, but that money isn't really money that I really anticipate not being spent or never being spent. It's not like an emergency fund. It's money that we fully intend to spend as the year goes by or as the years go by. Okay, so I think that is everything. I feel like I talked a whole bunch, which I typically do, but I think that I talked about all of our goals, intentions, and of course our January budget and all of the details, the nitty-gritty details that are going on that take place with our January budget. So that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below in the comment section, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.